Hi there. It really couldn't be the holidays without having Choco Nuvo as our monthly special. Choco Nuvo isn't just, I think it almost gets a bad rap because we all think of it as being the most heart-healthy chocolate in the world. But I could just as easily spend the next few minutes talking about why it's the most delicious chocolate in the world, because that's what I really set out to create. It was just a bizarre twist of fate. I won't call it a breakthrough because that word's always overused. I would really call it an accident that because I was familiar with an old form of an ingredient that was approved by the FDA to lower cholesterol, natural ingredient. But it's a form that no one uses because it's very expensive. But because I've been doing this for too long, basically making vitamins for 40 years, I was familiar with this ingredient from over 20 years ago. And because it kind of looks like a fatty molecule, I thought, maybe when you mix it with dark chocolate, it will turn that dark chocolate into the texture of milk chocolate. So you'll end up with the best of both worlds. You'll end up with a dark chocolate with the texture of milk chocolate. So the rich flavor of dark chocolate, the texture of milk chocolate, and then the cherry on top is the fact that it lowers cholesterol 10, 15, 20%. Total cholesterol and your bad cholesterol 10, 15, 20%. So it really is the perfect chocolate product. If you don't care about your cholesterol, but you do love dark chocolate, you need to try this. If you care about your cholesterol and you enjoy chocolate, even if you enjoy milk chocolate, you need to try this product. We have it at 3 different potencies of cacao, of chocolate. 66%, which really emulates milk chocolate, 74%, which is sort of the happy medium, 91%, which obviously at 91%, it's almost completely pure cacao. So 91% is for those dark chocolate lovers, but what's amazing about ours, typically 91% or 74% dark chocolate is dry and gritty because it's really just the cocoa bean. It's the seed. It's kind of dry and gritty and powdery, but ours is creamy like milk chocolate, creamy like a Hershey bar or Hershey Kisses, something like that, M&Ms, because it has the creamy texture of milk chocolate. 74% is the overwhelming favorite. Well over 50% of all the orders for our Choco Nuvo consistently, and say reorders is the best way to look at that, probably close to 60% are our 74% Choco Nuvo, and then followed pretty close to one another by 91% and 61%. So the 91% is sort of the hardcore deep, dark chocolate lover, but creamy like milk chocolate. And our 66 is really for the milk chocolate lover in you, or the milk chocolate lover you know. So the point I'm trying to make is despite the fact that this chocolate will lower your cholesterol, all you need to do is take 1 square with each of your 2 largest meals, or you could simply have a square with each meal, despite the fact that it will lower your total and LDL cholesterol and can help to reduce your risk of heart disease. Please ignore that for a moment and simply look at this as chocolate and simply try it as chocolate. You should simply read the reviews as chocolate, where people will say that it is the best chocolate they've ever tasted. I started with the best chocolate I could find in the world, and I tried hundreds of varieties from Africa, hundreds of varieties from Asia, and ultimately hundreds of varieties from South and Central America. Those are the 3 main chocolate growing regions in the world, cocoa bean growing regions in the world. And interestingly enough, we ended up with South and Central America because the varieties of chocolate I tasted from there, they had the richness that I love, but they didn't have that bite, that bitterness. Some people love that bite or bitterness. I do not. I want a really rich dark chocolate, but I want it to still have attributes of what I call mildness to it, to a sort of a nice balance to it. And then I want it to have the creaminess of milk chocolate. Because I've often told the story that we went to, when I was a kid, I was probably 10, 11, 12 years old, probably, or maybe a little younger than that even. And we went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. I grew up in New York. And we got this Hershey bar that was probably about, I'd say it was almost 3 feet in length, probably about 18 inches high, and probably a good inch thick. And it was a pretty good drive back to New York from Hershey, Pennsylvania. And my parents will still repeat this story that when we got back there, the only thing left, when we got back home, the only thing left in the back of the car, my sister was still there, was the wrapper, because I ate the entire Hershey bar. So I'm someone who's always loved milk chocolate. So in making this product, I needed to make something that would satisfy the milk chocolate lover in me, who still loves the richness of dark chocolate, but also make it healthy, because ultimately, I'm not a chocolate maker. I'm a guy who wants to make the most healthy dietary supplements in the world. And what I did here is by accident, because I'm no expert on chocolate, but I am an expert on the ingredient that lowers cholesterol naturally, and those are plant sterols or plant sterol esters. That's something that we've been working with for decades. And it's something that our experience with that enabled us to blend them with chocolate to achieve something that no one else has ever achieved. And that is the creamiest dark chocolate in the world that you will fall in love with. It's the best chocolate in the world, period. We could end the story right there, and it would be as popular as it is today. In fact, I bet if I never spoke about its heart-healthy benefits, and I simply offered this as the most delicious chocolate squares you could find anywhere, I bet it would be more popular. I think because I talk about its heart-healthy and cholesterol-lowering benefits, which you could take with any cholesterol-lowering drug. It doesn't conflict with any drug. It's not a drug, no medicine, no side effects to be warned about. But I think because I talk about its heart-healthy benefits, people dismiss it as it's not going to be a great-tasting chocolate. So I encourage you to simply try it. The holiday season, it's a great gift. The holiday season is here. Simply try it to prove me wrong. You have a money-back guarantee until January 31st to prove me wrong that this isn't the best tasting chocolate you'll ever encounter. Or enjoy it, take 2 squares a day, or whatever you might do, take a square with each meal, and watch your cholesterol numbers plummet. 10, 20, 10, 15, 20%. A dramatic reduction in total in LDL, your bad cholesterol. So whichever you prefer, simply because you want to enjoy a great chocolate. This is fine for kids. Again, it's not a drug or a medicine. Kids can enjoy it. Anyone can enjoy it. It's just a healthy chocolate that has a healthy natural ingredient that enhances its health benefits. So you get all the wonderful benefits of dark chocolate, because dark chocolate contains rich protective compounds, but it has to be dark chocolate. Milk chocolate doesn't deliver those compounds in abundance. And then, of course, we combine it with our plant sterols to deliver the creamy texture that you love. So plant sterol esters. So enjoy, happy holidays. It's a great gift for the holidays, and I look forward to seeing you soon.